What if you had one tool that could help you make better decisions? Hi, welcome to 5-Minute Fika, where we find the time to do a little self-care of the soul by thinking about true and beautiful things. Well, one time I was having a conversation with a university professor and we were talking about athletics, and she said, well, playing basketball makes you taller. And I said, it does? And she said, well, yeah, look, all those basketball players are tall. How do you think they got tall? By playing basketball. And I thought, I don't think it works that way. But normally we would assume that someone who's a university professor is very educated and we should believe whatever they say. But believing someone simply because of who they are, or disbelieving someone simply because of who they are, is actually an example of something called an ad hominem fallacy. So an ad hominem fallacy, we kind of see this everywhere. In fact, our entire culture of celebrity endorsements is a little bit built on this. It assumes that because someone is a celebrity, whatever they think about whatever it is must be true and must be believed. Now, this is not a big deal when it comes to things like which golf shoe to buy, or mascara, or toothpaste. They can push certain products, and it's up to you to decide if you actually want that product or not. But when they're become pushing ideas about what's true, what's right, what's fair, what's not fair, it's dangerous to accept an idea simply because of who says it. It's also dangerous to reject an idea simply because of who says it. So a classic ad hominem fallacy is when someone makes an argument and the response is, rather than addressing that argument, they address the character of the person. They would say, oh, well, what you're saying is wrong because you're from this political party, or what you're saying is wrong because you're from that religious side. We assume that everything they think is either right or wrong, dependent on who they are and not on the argument itself. Well, this is really dangerous, because if our ideas drive our decisions and our decisions create our life, then when you're letting other people think for you, if you're not evaluating an argument for the argument itself, whether the argument is true or false, independent of whoever believes it or doesn't believe it, you're kind of letting someone else drive. This is a dangerous way to live, because all of our decisions have consequences. My husband loves to say, every choice has a consequence. Good choices have good consequences, bad choices have bad consequences. And we make our own choices, and we deal with the consequences of our choices. But when we're making our choices based on someone else's idea, they're not dealing with the consequence of that choice. I am. So it's really important to be picky about the ideas that I put in my head. Our decisions determine our lives. So the arguments we're basing our decisions on need to be accurate, because otherwise we're not giving ourselves the best chance for success. This will be transformative in your life for two reasons. So one, it will help you identify the thoughts that you're inviting into your life, that you're inviting into your decision making, and you'll be able to evaluate them based on the argument itself, not on who believes it or doesn't believe it. Two, it's one thing to evaluate what other people think and to be able to separate the argument from the person. This is also very important when it comes to what you think. There are a lot of things that we believe because we feel like they're true. It's very easy to feel like, I'll never be able to accomplish this. I'll never be able to do this. Nobody likes me. Nobody wants me around. I'm going to fail at this. These are ideas that feel true. But just because they feel true, does that mean that they are? If you separate those ideas from the way that you feel that they're true, you may be able to look at them objectively and say, okay, objectively, there are people who like me. It's not that everybody doesn't like me. Objectively, there are things that I can do. That doesn't mean that I'll never be able to do anything. Does that make sense? Being able to separate an idea from the person holding that idea, even if that person is yourself, is a critical skill in making good decisions and being able to make wise decisions. So the ad hominem fallacy is a tool that can help you make better decisions by evaluating the ideas that are driving those decisions. So you can know whether they're resting on a firm foundation, on a rock solid truth, or if they're simply based on someone's opinion. We can't assume that an argument is true or that it's false purely based on who says it. Even if you have ideas about yourself, examine, are they true? Are they really objectively true? Or is this just how I'm feeling right now? In all of this, what we can know, and don't believe it just because I say it, look it up, but really I do know, it's good to be alive. And you are not in this alone. And you, my darling, are spectacular. That's true. Have a great day.